Hi there, this is Matt at State of Flux with another 52-week movie challenge from Everyone's a Critic. We are on challenge number 44, a film that has won Best Music or Original Score. Movie I chose was Schindler's List. Year release 1993, aspect ratio 1851, runtime 3 hours and 15 minutes. It's a drama, rated R, starring Liam Neeson, Ben Kingsley, Ralph Fiennes, Caroline Goodall, and Embeth Davidtz. Directed by Steven Spielberg, produced by Universal, written by Steven Zalian, from the book by Thomas Keneally, music by John Williams, and the awards it received won the Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Cinematography, Art Direction, Editing, and obviously Best Score, while also being nominated for Best Actor Liam Neeson, Best Supporting Actor Ralph Fiennes. I also lost out on Costume, Sound, and Makeup. Why did I choose this particular film? The treatment of Jewish people in our society has come up quite a few times in the past couple of weeks, particularly with regards to some disgusting verbiage used by Kanye West. So I'd never seen Schindler's List, and when I was looking at the films that won Best Score and this one popped up, I said that I couldn't put it off any longer. This is something I should watch, and something I'm ultimately glad I did. Have I seen this movie before? No. Would I recommend this film? Why or why not? It's Best Picture winner for a reason. This movie is extraordinarily good. It is easily one of, if not arguably, the best movie Steven Spielberg has ever made. I can say that having only viewed it once today. This movie is a grand masterpiece on sort of, it starts off as a film sort of about the economics of hate, but then transitions to being a movie about the cost of humanity and the how much a human is worth. And it does so beautifully, so wonderfully, and Spielberg's at the height of his powers at this point. He is the master of framing. Everything in this film is beautifully shot, and the staging of where everybody's standing and the presentation of information visually to us is on point. He is a master filmmaker. This is a master class in screenplay writing as well, in that it doesn't just slam you with the hate right away. The hate is subtle in the beginning and becomes more egregious as it goes, until it is so blunt. This movie is so blunt with its violence and its treating of the Jewish people as subhuman, something less than, that it's so forceful that you can't help but feel like just absolute anguish while you're watching the movie. So much so that when Liam Neeson starts to pivot in his performance towards the back half, particularly that last hour of the movie, you can read all the anguish you're feeling in him, and he doesn't even have to say much. He just needs to carry his body in a certain way. And his performance is great, as is everybody involved in this film. This movie had to have been incredibly hard to make, to endure, but it's nothing compared to the real life events that this film is inspired by. And the final climactic moments of this film are so powerful, with the real-life individuals standing next to their actor counterparts while paying respects to who Oskar Schindler was, is like going to be ingrained within me for here on out. This is a masterclass in filmmaking, in teaching, and I think this is something that should be used as a tool in many classes. I know that a lot of classes do use this in history and film and all that kind of stuff, but I'm surprised it's taken me this long to watch. Spielberg, one of my favorite filmmakers, particularly 70s, 80s, 90s Spielberg, and this one I just never watched because I felt like it was going to be too heavy, and sure, it is heavy, but if recent events are like speak to anything, it speaks to how important it is to never forget and to watch the media, read the media and learn the media about what happened, so you don't recreate and foster an environment where something like this can happen again. And sadly, we seem to be heading down that route. Alright, I'm going to move on. Which character were you most able to identify with or connect with, and in what way? Probably Schindler, just in the sense that he's watching throughout a lot of it. He doesn't speak a ton, but you see what happens as it unfolds over the course of the film through largely his eyes whenever his character's on screen, and the amplification of the hatred and the violence over time, even a short amount of time, is so powerful that everything that you're feeling while watching everything that he doesn't see, and also knowing the context of history, that when he's on screen and just casually watching the hatred unfolding before his eyes and feeling the need to stand up and do something, even as little as he can do as a Nazi individual, like it's powerful, it's profound, and so I guess he would be the one. Best line or most memorable quote? I don't have any off the top of my head. There was one that stuck out to me yesterday. I started the movie late last night and finished it this morning, and I just can't remember what it was. But there's a lot of moments. I think visual language-wise, obviously, it would be the girl with the red jacket that has sort of become an icon for this film, and the casual nature of seeing her just roaming around. She's a young girl lost, and then seeing what happens to her ultimately, is pretty memorable. Were you surprised? Oh, I guess when he takes off the little pin and realizes that that pin was worth a couple more lives, and why is he still wearing this pin? He could have had 2 more people, and his whole breakdown there is really powerful. Were you surprised by the ending, and what would you do differently? I didn't ultimately know how the story was going to play out. I've never seen this movie. I've never been told this aspect of history, so I didn't really know what was going to happen. I kind of foresaw him getting shot down or something by the Ralph Fiennes character, but the film isn't arch like that. This film deals with the human quality quite well, and seeing the last scene of the movie I did not expect, and that tore me asunder. Do you feel the music score carried the film or enhanced it? So yeah, it's weird. It's an understated score. Like, this is the same year that Williams did Jurassic Park, and I think like Jurassic Park is certainly much more iconic and probably more deserving of that Academy Award in the traditional sense of a score that sort of acts as this big opera, right? I'm talking with regards to Jurassic Park. This film, it's just kind of an undercurrent of the film. You hear this like music. There's almost no scenes, especially early on in the film, that don't have music, and sometimes it's just like a little tweedledee kind of sound, or like a thrumping of rhythm of music or drums or piano or whatever, and it kind of reminded me of Inception in that sense, where there was never a moment where there wasn't music, and when the music did fully drop out, it was a meaningful moment. This kind of had that going for it. But the music swells, particularly in the grave scene at the very, very end, the graveside scene. And it is so powerful and so extraordinarily beautiful that how could it not have won? And I get it. Like, no matter what, this was going to be, 1993 was going to be Williams' year. Whether it was Schindler's List or Jurassic Park, he was going to win it. Just as Spielberg. You get a directing Oscar either because you've somehow changed the game in some way, or you have presented a masterclass of your work and your craft. And there was no way that Spielberg in 1993 would not win that award, because he released Schindler's List, which is like genuinely his masterpiece, and Jurassic Park, which was such a game changer for the entire industry moving forward. We still harken back to Jurassic Park and how that movie uses special effects and visual effects correctly. That is the touchstone with which we point to, like, should look as good as Jurassic Park. Now, granted, those visual effects haven't necessarily aged perfectly, but largely they kind of have. So this was just straight up Spielberg's year, just as it was Williams' year. Is the soundtrack one you would happen to listen to without the movie? Yeah, I whenever I write and stuff like that, I typically listen to music. This is one I'm going to be adding into the fold. I kind of listen to like a John Williams channel too, and so I've heard some of the themes from this here and there. But I'll do the whole soundtrack front to back, the score. Anything else I would like to add? No. This is an exceptional movie, a timely movie, if ever there was one. And do yourself a favor, and even if you've restrained yourself from watching it because you know it's going to be hard to watch it, you owe it to the people experiencing this hate right now to endure it and watch it. So, there you have it. Next week, Challenge 45, a film that has been adapted from a play. That'll be fun. I'll try to come up with something kind of cool. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Schindler's List in the comments down below. Peace.